it's gonna be able to help you clean all the wheel, all the width of the wheel. I'm able to easily reach inside in that limited space. Welcome back to the channel, guys. In this video, I'm going to do an overview and a review of the Workstuff detailing brushes. So these brushes are for wheels and specifically for the inside or the barrel of the wheel. So I want to share my experience with these new brushes from Workstuff. I've had them for about a month. So I want to show you why you would need them and how they're beneficial. So first and foremost, when it comes to cleaning the wheel, in most car washes, especially the drive-through car washes that have those brushes, the wheel is only superficially getting clean, only the outside essentially. So it's kind of like taking a brush and you just clean the exterior of the wheel. But you're supposed to also clean the interior of the wheel. And the reason why that is because when you use your brakes, it releases brake dust. And that brake dust, because of how hot the wheels get, it basically starts bonding to the wheel. So it starts accumulating in the wheel and you need to clean that often. Technically, your wheel should look the same color as the outside in the inside, in the barrel. And if you look at most people's wheels, the inside, the barrel, it's actually a brown color or an orangey color. And it's because it's brake dust that's been accumulated over a period of time and it needs to be cleaned. Now, what happens if you don't clean it? Well, it starts accumulating, and the more it accumulates, it gets to a point where it can start corroding the metal, corroding the wheel. And also it can get to the point where even if you use a strong cleaner, like an acid wheel cleaner or a very high alkaline cleaner, it won't come off because of how long you let it dwell. So if you never clean it for years, it can get to that point. Not only that, but when you clean the wheel properly and thoroughly, it makes the car look a lot better. Aesthetically, it looks a lot better. So this is where these brushes come in. These brushes, as you can see, here I have new ones, but I have this one. It's long in nature. And the reason why it's long in nature, it's because it's gonna be able to help you clean all the wheel, all the width of the wheel. So from one end in the front to the other end of the wheel, it's gonna help you clean all the width, all the length of the wheel, so it can clean the entire barrel. Now, the reason why these are great is because the bristles are very soft, but they have a little bit of stiffness to it, so it can give you cleaning power. So it has enough stiffness to give you good cleaning, to be able to clean and scrub the wheel, but not too stiff where it can damage the wheel. So it's just a perfect blend. At the end, they have a plastic tip so that you don't damage the barrel by scratching it. So it's protecting the metal that's in it. So essentially it's one long metal here, and from that metal, all these bristles are coming out. So basically, the reason why these are very beneficial and most people can benefit from having them compared to other types of brushes that are a little bit wider in nature is because there's many wheels where the brake rotor is so big and there's very limited space between the rotor and the brake pad and the wheel, where a traditional brush or other brushes might not be able to reach. Like in this case, this one, I can barely put it inside here because the brake pad and the brake rotor is so close to the edge of the wheel. There's not enough space in there, and I'll try to zoom in for you. Versus this one, because the bristles are very soft and manageable and they can bend at all different angles, I'm able to easily reach inside in that limited space. And sometimes this is where the small one comes in. So this little one, sometimes the space is so limited. So for example, in the newer Ford Raptors, I use this type of brush so you can hit it from different angles and clean in between the brake pad and the wheel, because this one, it doesn't allow you to go all the way because of how limited the space is, where this one is able to help you because you target it at different angles essentially. So now I'm gonna show you in real life how you would use them to clean the wheel. So as you can tell, this wheel has a lot of accumulated brake dust, so I want to use a strong cleaner, something that is very high in like very alkaline, or something very acidic. In this case, we're gonna use something that is very alkaline. So here we have Adam's Wheel and Tire Cleaner, but it's inside Brake Buster bottle, this bottle here, so the label is off. However, both Brake Buster and Adam's Wheel and Tire, they're both great cleaning products. Adam's has a little bit more higher alkalinity, and it's a little bit stronger, but they both work almost the same, so both will do. And these are also good for cleaning your tire. So basically, we're gonna spray our tire, and notice how effective these cleaners are. That look at how just applying it without any agitation, any brushing, it's already removing all the grime from the wheel. So we're also gonna spray it liberally. These wheels haven't been cleaned in months, maybe years, so we really need an effective cleaner here, and that's why we're gonna use a lot of product. And then we're gonna spray inside the barrel. Now, something very important to note, you shouldn't apply a cleaner if the wheels are very hot. So if you were driving for a long time, do not apply directly. Use your pressure washer or hose to use the water to cool them down, let them cool down for a couple minutes, and then apply, because you don't want to let these chemicals evaporate on hot wheels. It can stain the wheels, so just something to know. And then we're gonna let it dwell. Now, we are working in direct sunlight here, so we're gonna use foam, soap, to help the chemical dwell a little bit longer and give us more work time, because we're working in the sun. Okay, so then we're gonna start with the brush for the tire. So just from the tire, you cannot get this level of clean from a car wash. So this is why a professional detail is so many levels higher than any car wash. A traditional car wash, basically, they will have the brushes and they would just go like this, right? They're just in a much faster motion, you can say. The brushes are just doing this. So are they cleaning the wheels? Yes, but very superficially. It doesn't really get in all the edges and cracks and crevices. So that's why this is much better for you to do it by yourself or have a professional do it, because you can really spend the time to get in all the intricate areas. And just looking at this, a lot of the brake dust is not coming off right away. So because it's been years that this wheel hasn't been cleaned, I'm gonna have to give it another pass. But just giving you the overview, you get in all the lug nuts, you know, make sure you get in all angles, and you continue by getting all the spokes. Wheels like these that have a lot of spokes are gonna take you a lot longer time. But let's just say we will continue with this process. And then that's where our handy dandy brushes are gonna come in. So we're gonna go ahead and just use our brush to agitate the inside, and I'm already seeing how most of the brake dust is coming off. So we go at it from the different angle to make sure we get all the wheel, especially behind the spokes. So to get behind the spokes, you go and tackle it from both angles. And you just repeat this process until you're all done. So that's basically how you would use these brushes. So they are very handy. Now, when it comes to my personal opinion from this brand Workstuff, these brushes, so there's another brand called Easy Detail Brush, and those brushes go for around 30 bucks, and I paid less for these brushes. So these brushes are great and I would recommend them. However, they're not the best. So it kind of depends on your situation. So if value is important to you, this is a great value proposition. Basically, it comes on around 20 bucks, I believe. So it's cheaper than the other one, and it's almost the same quality. It is a lesser quality, but it still gets the job done. So even though some of the bristles come off, and it can be a little bit annoying, it's very minimal. And they have so many bristles that it would take you forever to essentially get to the point where so many bristles come off where you can't use it or it's rendered useless. So it's because I do this professionally and I use them daily. So for me, you know, I wouldn't buy them again per se, because I would prefer to spend a little bit more and get the other easy detail brush that the brushes don't come off. And that's just because I use them daily. So for me, I'd rather have them last me longer, and I don't want to deal with the bristles coming off. However, I would recommend them still for someone who does this for themselves or just wants a good quality brush at a good price. So that's been my experience with it. I also bought two just to make sure that this one wasn't just like a bad batch, like from a bad batch, or just this one specifically was defective. So if it changes with the other one, I'll update you and let you know. Now, when it comes to the other detailing brushes from Workstuff, they're the best. They're the top notch in the detailing industry. But these specific ones, they're not the best, I would say. They're good, but not great. So now I'm gonna show you how I would finish cleaning this wheel. I'm gonna show you the before and after and why you would wanna use this and how amazing the wheels look when they're properly detailed. Okay, so I want to bring you in so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. You see one of the bristles there. You see one there. You see one there. You see one there. So Workstuff, if you're watching this, the only recommendation I give you is, you know, work on figuring out how you can have the quality a little bit better where the bristles don't come off as easily, you know. All brushes, the bristles will come off, but the easy detail brush, they don't come off as easily as often. So that's the difference. So as you can see, they come in two sizes, and just to kind of give you a close-up, and the bristles are really nice and soft, but stiff enough to do some good cleaning. Has a rubber tip here, plastic cover, so that you don't damage the wheel.